No equipment required today, just your mat or whatever you like to move on. And we're going to start kneeling, facing the top of your mat. If it's comfortable for you, tuck your toes under and just sit your bum on your heels. If this feels too much, just simply untuck the toes and allow the tops of the feet to rest on the floor. So wherever you like, let's just close the eyes for a moment. Maybe bringing your hands to your belly. And just allow your awareness to rest at your breath. You might notice that gentle rise of the belly as you inhale. And the belly just softly falling away as you exhale. Just taking these first few moments to check in with how your body is feeling, how your breath is showing up. And feel the shoulders drop away from the ears. And on your next inhale, we'll start to move a little. Take the hands up to the ceiling, a little overhead prayer. And then as you exhale, start to turn to your right. Bring the hands down behind your neck for a moment before landing your left hand on your right thigh. Your right hand comes down towards the floor. And then reach that left arm up. Press your hips up, so squeezing your bottom, belly drawing in, finding a little side bend in this twist. And then slowly lower your bum, hand comes back to your thigh. Reach your arm up. And then just cross your right hand across to your left thigh. Round through the spine, just going for a little round, scoop the belly. And then inhale, reach back to the ceiling. Lengthening the spine, draw the belly in. And then as you exhale, hands overhead. As you bring the hands behind your neck and turn to your left. Allow the hands to come down. Right hand to right thigh. Leaning back until your left hand lands on the floor. And then press the hips up, squeeze your bum, reach your right arm up and over. And then start to let your bum come down. Right hand to left thigh. Pressing up so your left hand comes across to your right thigh. Round through the spine, scoop the belly. And then inhale one more time, coming up, lifting your bum this time. Untuck your toes, give your feet a little pat on the floor just to let the toes relax. And then slowly fold forward. Hands come down to the floor. Send your knees back under your hips into your quadruped or your 4-point kneeling position. Going straight into a little cat-cow. I don't know why I always say little, but I don't know, I think it's because it's cute. Let's lift our bum and our chest into your cow stretch. And then round into the spine to find your cat. So what I'm trying to say is it doesn't have to be little. You can make it as big and as juicy as you like. But if your spine is feeling a little bit stiff today, just make it small. It's not about the size of the shape and the movement. It's about listening to your body and where it wants to go today. Inhale as you arch. Really try to draw the shoulder blades down, tilt that tailbone up. And then exhale, push the floor away, separate the shoulder blades, scoop the belly. One more time each way. Inhale to lift the chest, lift the tailbone. Exhale to round. Finding your flat back here, so belly drawing in. Send your right leg back behind you and squeeze your bum, pointing the toes, leg nice and active. And then round through the spine, pull your knee in towards your chest. And then inhale, reach it back, squeeze your bottom. Exhale, round through the spine. One more like that. Inhale to reach back. Exhale to round. Take the leg back and hold it there. Flex the foot and allow the toes to come to the floor. So right leg is still long. Take your left arm to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, thread your needle. Reach underneath your right side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, thread. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, thread. Holding here, reach under. Let your head come down to the floor. Keep reaching your left fingers out to the right. Maybe your right hand reaches long. Take one more breath, really pressing into the back body here. And release. Slide your right hand back in. Inhale as you lift your left arm up to the ceiling. And bring it back to the floor. Keep that right leg back behind you. Lift your lift your toes. And then start to tilt your right hip out to the right. So you're opening your hips to the right. Pull your knee in towards you. Lower the knee down, square the hips to the floor. So we're drawing a big circle with the right leg. Sweep the leg back. Squeeze your left butt cheek to let your hips open. Knee comes in. And lower down. Two more. We reach back. Squeeze your left butt cheek. Right butt cheek continues to squeeze. Knee bends in. Lower down. One more time. Reach. Open the hips. Knee in. Hold it here. Now without tilting the hips, we're just going to circle that right leg. So same motion through the leg, but both hip bones point to the floor. We've just got 4. Keep pushing the floor away. Watch you're not sinking into your shoulders. Last 2. Ooh, yeah, nice for the glutes. Last one. Beautiful, and bring that knee down. Find a child's pose, send your hands forward, maybe tent the fingers, give your wrists a moment to relax. And then slowly come back up. Send your left leg back, point the toes, squeeze your butt, and then round through the spine. Knee comes to chest. Sweep the leg back, maybe lift the chest a little. Exhale, round through the spine. Knee comes in. Nice, just for 4. 3, just watching your right hip doesn't start to fall out to the right. Try to keep pressing evenly through your right shin and your left hand. This time, send your leg back. Hold it here. Flex your toes and land that foot down. So leg is still long. Right arm reaches up. Open the chest. Exhale, thread it through. Inhale, reach. Exhale, thread. 2 more like that. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, thread. Last one here, and we're holding this last one, so thread it through. Reach your right arm under the left side. Bring the head down to the floor. Keep reaching your fingers along. Maybe your left arm reaches out towards the top of your mat. Breathing into the back of the shoulders one more time. Big inhale. Stay for the out breath. Slide your hand back in. Reach your right arm back up. Inhale. And then right hand comes back to the floor. Take your left leg back. Float the toes. Turn your hips to the left. Squeeze your right butt cheek. Pull your left knee in towards you. And then lower the knee down. Stand the leg back. Hips are square. And then squeeze your right butt cheek to tilt the hips open to the left. Bend your knee in, lower the knee down. Nice, 2 more. Send it back, squeeze your bum. Squeeze right butt cheek to open the hips. In and down. Last time, send it back. Tilt the hips. Bend the knee. Lower the knee down and hold it. Now the hips stay pointing down. We just reach the leg back. Circle the knee out, around and down. Send it back. Knee pulls around and down. 2 more. Belly in. Last one. Really nice. Send your left foot back, step your right foot back, finding a plank, and then lift your hips high, down facing dog. Pedal through the feet. Maybe getting a nice stretch for the backs of the legs. And then find stillness in your down dog. Your knees can be soft. Remember, down dog, we want to try and find a nice space for the lower back. So bend your knees as much as you need to. Slide your shoulders down away from your ears. So make your neck long. Give yourself space between your shoulders and your ears. And then we'll all lift the heels. Push through the floor as you ripple forward. Scoop your belly. Shoulders come over your hands. Take a breath. And then exhale. Back into down dog. 2 more like that. Inhale to ripple forward. Exhale back to down dog. 1 more time. Ripple forward. Exhale, down dog. This time, ripple forward on your inhale. Drop your knees to the floor. And then bend your elbows. Bring your weight forward as you come all the way down onto your belly. Let's roll through some cobras here. So hands tented out to the side of your mat. Elbows lifted. We'll inhale as you lift the chest. Squeezing your bum and belly, drawing in to protect the lower back. And lower. I don't mind if you inhale or exhale to lift as long as you're breathing. Whatever feels good for your body. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Beautiful. Hands come back underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes. You might want to press yourself straight up to a plank. We can come back through child's pose. We'll all meet in down dog. And then bend your knees and walk your hands towards your feet. So a little forward fold here. Beautiful. Let's reach up, stretch up all the way to stand. And then as you come down, find a chair pose. Maybe hands come to prayer. Beautiful. Take 1 more breath. Belly in, bum sinking down. And then as you exhale, forward fold. Beautiful. So instead of reaching all the way up to stand here, we're just going to lift the chest, bend the knees, find your chair, and then fold all the way to the floor. 3 more like that. We lift, chair, and fold. Last 2. Last 1. This time lift up, hold, little pulses. Down and down. Down and down. Can you send your weight into your heels? For 4. For 3. For 2, bring your hands to your chest, finding prayer. As you pulse, go for a little twist to your right. Come back to center and pulse. Twist to your left and pulse. So there's a little pulse in center. Then you twist and pulse. Pulse in center. Twist into the pulse. Nice. Now as you twist, notice if the knees start moving, which means your hips are moving. If you can, as you twist, just rotate your chest. Let's do 3 more. Last 2. Last one. Find center. Let's reach up, stretch up. And then slowly fold forward. Beautiful. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Start to walk the hands out. Find a plank. Maybe drop the knees. Untuck the toes. Then lower all the way down onto your belly. If you would like to, hands can stay where they are, or you can bring your hands underneath your forehead. Give your bum a little shake, just let your spine reset. And then go for a little tuck of your tailbone. So you want to feel like you're really lengthening through the lower back, pressing your pubic bone into the floor. Lift your belly away from the mat into the back of your t-shirt. Give your bum a squeeze, pointing the toes, so toenails are touching the floor. Maybe even squeeze the thighs and feel your thighs and knees slightly lift away from the mat. From here, let's just lift the forehead up, away from the floor, away from your hands. Shoulders sliding down your back. And then lower all the way back down. So keep squeezing your bum, tucking your tailbone. Slide your shoulders down as you lift. And lower. 2 more. Let's lift. And lower. Lift. And lower. This time, see if you can lift your forehead and your hands. So if your hands are under your forehead, they stay connected. Otherwise, your hands are lifting away from the mat under the shoulders. Beautiful. Holding here, point the toes, squeeze your bum. See if you can float your legs off the floor. And then lower everything down. 2 more like that. Let's lift. And lower. Last time, lift and hold. Keep breathing. Just go for little kicks of the legs. So you're squeezing your butt, lengthening the legs long, thighs engaged. Let's go for 4. 3, make sure you're breathing for 2. Last one. Melt all the way down. Give your bum a little wiggle, just reset the spine. And then hands under shoulders, toes tucked. Maybe pressing up to plank or coming back through child's pose, your choice. We'll all lift the hips high. And then just start to pedal your feet, walking towards your hands. Once you arrive in your forward fold at the top of the mat, inhale and take a halfway lift. Hands can come to shins. And then exhale, fold. Inhale, we'll reach up, stretch up all the way to the ceiling. And then exhale, forward fold. We've just got 2 sun salutations here. We'll inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to your version of a plank. That might be knees lifted or knees down. Bend your elbows, maybe coming halfway or all the way down. And then lifting the chest through cobra or upward facing dog. And then lift your hips high, finding down facing dog. Take a breath. And then inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward. Step towards your hands into your forward fold. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up, stretch up, squeeze the bum, maybe open the hips. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to your plank. And then coming through your flow, either knees down or knees up. Cobra or up dog. We'll all lift the hips into down facing dog. Take a breath. Beautiful. Inhale to ripple forward, find your plank. Holding here, can you keep your knees lifted as you come down to a forearm plank? So in your forearm plank, watch you're not sending your hips up towards the ceiling. You want your belly drawing in, bum squeezing, and hips in line with your shoulders. From here, a little hip dip. So you can take your feet a bit wider And just let your heels roll to one side. Let your hip lower slightly. And then come back to center. Heels to the other side. And come back to center. So you're just taking a little rock of the heels from right to left. Make sure you breathe. You've just got 3. Last 2 each side. Last one. Take your heels to the left. Bend your knees. And roll onto your left side. Whew. Hopefully you guys are feeling as hot and sweaty as I am. It is a hot day here today, so maybe you're doing this in winter. Who knows? So, coming to your forearm. Oh, excuse me. Bending your knees. So we're coming into a little hip lift. Your right arm is going to reach up to the ceiling, making sure your knees are out in front of your body, so kind of at this 45-degree angle, and your heels kind of in line with your bum. So right arm reaches to the ceiling, press out of your left shoulder, so really push your forearm into the floor, and then squeeze into your left side waist to lift your hips up, lower them down. Lift up, lower down. So your arm can take a nice big sweep like you're painting the ceiling. If that doesn't feel good, you can just keep the arm reaching up. Just watch you're not leaning into your elbow here. Press through the fingers and hand. Make sure your elbow is underneath your shoulder, not pressing out further towards the top of your mat. Let's do 2 more. Last one like this. Next time you lift, hold, extend your top leg out. Beautiful. Lower that leg down as your hips lower. Lift your leg as your hips lift. Nice. So you're getting a bit more movement through the top side of the body. Still working into the lower side, the left side obliques. Let's go for 2 more. Belly in. Last one. Beautiful. Come all the way down. Whew. And then sweep your right leg back, sweep your right hand forward. And then take the right hand back, scoop the belly, reach your right leg forward. So you're just sweeping the arm forward, sweeping the leg back, and then sweeping the arm back, sweeping the leg forward. We've just got 3. Last 2, reach long. Last one. Bring the leg forward, hold it here. Nice. Now you're just gonna switch. Left leg comes forward, right leg is down, and just turn that knee up and plant your right foot. Beautiful. If you need to reset, give your arm a little bit of a shake. Place the forearm back down. Reach your right arm back to the ceiling. Your hips can slightly roll up, but not too much. You don't want to be laying on your back here. So still resting on your left side. Simply lift that left leg up and try to tap your toes with your right hand. And then lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Let's do 4, 3, 2. Last one. Beautiful. Reach the arm up. Connect your legs together. Bend the knees, making a little diamond shape. Beautiful. From here, elbow meets top knee and lower. Lift and lower. So now working into right side obliques. That diamond in your legs. Lifting as one shape. Let's do 4. Keep pulling the belly in. Last 2. Last one, hold it here. Can you reach the legs out long? Bend them in. Little reach and bend. Reach and bend. Really squeeze the legs. Let's do 3, Whew. For 2. Last one. Beautiful. Lower the legs down. Really nice. Bend the knees in. Extend your top leg out. Beautiful. Sweep it back slightly. Just go for a little pulse here just to get those right glutes fired up. Your right hand can be down to the floor. Chest slightly turned down. Squeeze your right butt cheek. You've just got 4. For 3. For 2. Last one, hold. Bend your your left knee a little bit more. Roll onto your belly. Keep your right leg extended long. So left knee is down on the floor. Press yourself back to find a 3-legged kneeling position. So right leg still sweeping long. Can you tuck your toes? Walk the hands a little bit further forward. Belly in as you press up into a 3-legged plank. Tap the right toes down, lift them up. Tap down, belly in, lift up. Just got 4, 3, 2. Last one, leg lifts. Can you tiger curl? Knee comes in, push the floor away, round through the upper back. Sweep it back, plank, 3-legged plank. 2 more, knee in, scoop the belly, sweep back. Last one, knee in, sweep back, beautiful. Lift your hips, 3-legged dog. Bend your knee, open your hip. And then step your right foot outside your right hand. Coming into lizard lunge. If you like, drop the back knee. Maybe untuck the toes. Give the hips a little wiggle. If you need a little more, roll to the outer edge of your right foot. Maybe gently pressing your right hand to your right thigh and going for a little twist to the right. Take one more breath. Plant the hands down, tuck the back toes. Lift that back knee and just start to walk your hands around to your left. Keep going until you reach the top of your mat with your left foot being framed by your hands. Plant the hands down, slide your left foot back and lift your hips. Down facing dog. Beautiful. Little pedal of the feet. And then just rest, or not rest, but allow the shoulders to relax away from the ears. And then start to ripple forward. Find your plank. Bring your forearms back to the floor. So finding your forearm plank. Maybe taking the feet a little wider. And then going for your hip dips. So heels roll to one side, hip drops down. Come back to center. Heels go the other way. And back to center. Check the breath. In that you are breathing. Keep pushing the floor away, shoulders nice and broad across your back. Beautiful. From here, let your left hip drop and then start to let your left side come all the way down to the floor. No, that's wrong. Oh. From your down facing dog, ripple forward to find your plank, and then belly in. You might need to drop your knees to come down to your forearms, but then make sure you lift your knees back up. Separate the feet and then go for your hip dips. Hips drop to the right and then to the left. So the heels are just swaying, chest stays square to the floor. Last one each way. Then take your heels to the right, your right hip comes down, rolling onto your side, forearm to the floor. So making sure again your shoulder is above your elbow. Your whole forearm is pressing into the mat. Knees are bent out in front, but not too close up near your body. You want a little bit of space. Heels somewhere in line with your bum. Left arm lifting to the ceiling. Make sure you've got some space for your neck here, space between your ear and your shoulder. And then we lift the hips, lifting your right side waist away from the floor and lower. Lift and lower. Maybe your left arm is reaching all the way overhead, almost like you're trying to draw a rainbow with your right side. Let's do 2 more, really pressing through the forearm on the floor. Last one. And then we add that top leg lifting. So hips lift, leg lifts, and we lower. Lift up, and lower. Last 4, 3, big stretch. For 2, last 1, coming all the way down. Beautiful. Both legs bend out in front. Give your arm and your shoulder a little wriggle if you need. And then opening the legs into that diamond. Left arm to the ceiling. Beautiful. And let's lift and lower. I have a feeling I'm doing this slightly out of order, but that's okay. Lift and lower. Beautiful. So we're working into the left side. I won't forget to add on those extras that I think we did before this one. Just so in case you were panicking. I'm sure you weren't. Hopefully you're just focusing on breathing and just coming into that little mini crunch on your left side. Let's go for 4. For 3. For 2. Last one, let's lower down. Bend your left knee foot to the floor. Reach your right foot out in front. So coming back to me now. We're going to squeeze that little right inner thigh. Hand reaches to try and touch the toes. And then lower. Exhale, lift the leg. Inhale, lower the leg. Give yourself a bit of space for your neck. Watch you're not sinking into your right shoulder girdle. Really pull the belly in. Help to lift that leg up. Let's do 4. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Beautiful. Lower that leg down. Bend the knee. Rolling slightly onto your side. Reach your left arm forward, left leg back, and then sweep the leg forward, sweep the arm back, sweep the arm forward, sweep the leg back. You want to have just as little as possible movement in your torso here. So as you bring the leg forward, squeeze the belly in. As you take the leg back, squeeze your butt. Let's do 4. For 3. Last 2. Last 1. We're going to sweep it back and hold it. Left hand can come to the floor. Squeeze your bum. Go for a little lift, little lower. Little lift, little lower. I don't know for you guys, if this version worked better than the other side, I don't know. We can flow movements however we want, right? Nice, let's do 4. Exhale to squeeze. Exhale to squeeze. Last 2. Last one. Awesome. Let's roll onto our bellies. Left leg is still engaged. Press yourself back to that 3-point kneeling position. Hands go a little bit further forward in front of the shoulders. Tuck your right toes and then press yourself up into your 3-legged plank. Tap the toes, lift the leg, squeeze your bum. Tap the toes, lift the leg. Keep pressing your right heel back. Last one. Nice. Lift the leg, hold it, round through the spine, pull the knee to your nose, press the leg back, 3-legged plank. 3 more, knee in, press back. Last 2. Last one. Press back, lift your hips, 3-legged dog. Bend your left knee, open your hip. And then press yourself forward. Left foot comes outside your left hand. Maybe the back knee drops down. You can untuck your toes if that feels good. And just giving yourself a little bit of a sink down into that hip. Maybe your left foot rolls open, letting your knee roll out. Maybe you can encourage it by pressing your left hand into your inner knee, turning the chest. It's very humid where I am today, so I don't know if you can tell, but I'm very sweaty. Too much information? Maybe. All right, slowly come back. Tuck the back toes. That's my washing machine if you can't hear it. We're going to press that knee up. Walk yourself around to the right. Keep turning yourself around back to the top of your mat. Keep your right foot where it is, on the outside of your right hand. And then just gently hop your left foot outside your left hand. Sink your bum down. Find yourself in a yogi squat, into Malasana. So your heels turned in, toes turned out. Trying to lift the chest, sink the hips down. Trying to open the chest and lengthen through the spine. If your heels need to be lifted, that is absolutely fine. Take one more breath. Beautiful. Slowly lift your bum, hands come down, heel toe to feet back under your hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. We're going to inhale and reach to the ceiling. Squeeze your bum, press your hips forward. And then slowly forward fold. One more time, take your halfway lift. And as you fold, cross your ankles and come to seat. Seated, sit on your bum. Bring the soles of your feet together, knees wide into Baddha Konasana. Sitting up nice and tall. If you need a prop underneath your bum to help your spine lengthen, grab a block or a solid book, maybe a couple of cushions, but something solid that allows you to find that space in your back and in your hips. And then just taking hold gently of your shins or your ankles. Exhale and just fold forward, keeping the spine nice and long. Sit bones are heavy. Breathing into the hips and into the back body. Taking 2 more breaths. Allowing the heart rate to slow and the body to soften. And slowly just lift the chest. Lovely. Removing any props out from underneath you. Bring your hands just behind your hips. I like having my fingers pointing outwards. If you prefer in a reverse tabletop to have your fingers pointing forward, go for that. So you're going to just have your feet hip distance apart. Little tuck of the tailbone. Open your chest. So squeeze your shoulder blades first. Lift out of your hands and out of your shoulders. And then scoop the belly, squeeze your butt, push through the heels to lift up the bum to find your reverse tabletop. Really push through the feet. Really important to squeeze the shoulders. Find space in your neck. You should be able to gently roll your head around. And of course, make sure you're still breathing. And then slowly, bum comes down. And then roll yourself down onto your back. Take your feet a little wider and just let your knees sway from side to side. And then just gently finding stillness. Knees point up to the ceiling. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Flex your right toes. Maybe gently pressing your right knee away from you. Then if it feels good, you can pick up your left knee, hug it in towards your chest. Keep your tailbone heavy. Shoulders relaxed. Notice if there's any tension in your face, forehead, jaw, mouth. Just try and let it all go. If your left knee is lifted, you can still continue to push your right thigh away from you if that doesn't feel too strenuous. Take one more breath. And then lower your left foot to the floor. Cross your right thigh all the way over your left, squeezing the thighs together. It might feel nicer if you just shuffle your bum over to the right and then you let your knees fall to the left. And your gaze can be up to the ceiling, over your left shoulder, or turning away and over your right shoulder. Just breathing into the lower back, into the pelvis and the hips. Take one more breath. Keep your chest where it is as you uncross your legs and just stack your knees on top of each other. Knees still pointing out to the left. And then just slowly start to reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. Your chest now closing over to the left with your right hand landing on top of your left hand. Inhale, open that right arm to the ceiling and all the way out as far as you feel you want to today. Maybe you come all the way over. Just keep the hips rolling towards the left side. And then slowly close that right arm back down. One more time. Inhale to open. And exhale, close that arm down. Slowly roll back onto your back. Reset yourself in the middle of your mat. And then left ankle crossing over your right thigh. Flex the toes. Maybe gently press the left knee away from you. For a more intense stretch for the left side, pick up your right knee, hug it in. Keep flexing the left toes. Keep the tailbone heavy. And then maybe taking your left hand to your left knee, gently press it away. Again, just checking in with the face, making sure you're not scrunching it up. Keep the shoulders soft. Ribcage heavy. Tailbone heavy. And then allow your right foot to come back to the floor. Cross your left thigh all the way over your right. Wiggle your bum over to the right, to the left, and then let your knees fall to the right. With the arms reaching out nice and long. Breathing into the back body here. Remember, your gaze can be wherever feels good for your neck, your shoulders and your back. Just allow the body to soften into this twist. slowly start to close your left hand over towards your right, uncrossing the legs so the knees are stacked. And then inhale, open the chest, open the arm. And exhale, close it back down. Inhale to open, keep the hips pointing to the right. Close it down. One more time. Inhale, lift. And exhale, close. And slowly roll into your back. Finishing here with a little inversion. So your choice, you can just take Happy Baby, grabbing a hold of the outer edges of the feet. Tailbone stays heavy and knees coming towards your armpits. Might feel nice to rock and roll here from side to side. Or if you prefer, you can just simply take legs up the wall, extending your legs to the ceiling. Or if you're feeling a little more energetic, then you can do this with a block underneath your hips, lifting up into a little shoulder stand. Supporting your hips with your hands or the block. If you prefer, you can come into plow with the feet coming overhead. Whichever version of an inversion you are taking, continue to breathe, support yourself. And then when you're ready, slowly coming out and extending your legs along the floor. Let your hands just rest by your side. Allow your feet to fall out to the sides of the mat. Just closing your eyes for a few breaths. Giving yourself a moment to notice how your body is feeling. How your breath is feeling. Giving yourself permission to be in stillness just for these short few moments. And take a deep breath in. And a slow breath out. Notice the contact points where your body meets the floor. The heaviness of your body here. Being gentle with yourself, invite some movement back into the fingers, the toes, maybe a gentle rock of the head from side to side. And in your own time, you can make your way up. If you want to stay here a little longer and you've got time, please feel free to enjoy that stillness. Thank you again so much for joining me for another Core and Chill class here at Everyday On Demand. And I hope to see you in real life, perhaps sometime soon. But I'll definitely be seeing you in the next video.